Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the hidden stories in corporate filings. Today, we're diving into Vyome Holdings Incorporated's latest report, and let's just say it's got some interesting developments, especially when it comes to their experimental treatments. Before we get started, if you enjoyed decoding these financial documents, make sure you're subscribed. And for deeper dives and real-time discussions, join our Discord community, linked in the description below. Alright, so what we have here is a Form 8K filing from Vyome Holdings. Incorporated, think of this as a current report. It is filed when a company has to announce important, timely information that the public should know about. It's not the usual quarterly or annual report, but rather for specific events or disclosures. The date on this report is the 13th of February 2026. This tells us the events or information being shared happened around this time. The company filing is Vyome Holdings Incorporated. They're incorporated in Delaware, which is a common place for companies to set up shop legally. Their filing number with the CC is 1 to 37,897, and their IRS employer identification number, which is like their tax ID for businesses, is 26 to 1,828,101. Their main executive offices are located in Cambridge, Massachusetts, with a zip code of 02138. Now, this part is a little interesting. Vyome Holdings Incorporated has common stock registered on the Nasdaq Capital Market, and the trading symbol is HIN. This is usually where investors would buy and sell shares of the company. The meat of this particular filing, especially for today, is found in Item 7.01, which is a Regulation FD disclosure. Regulation FD, or fair disclosure, is a rule by the SEC designed to prevent selective disclosure of material non-public information. Basically, it means if a company talks to investors, even in private meetings or at conferences, they have to make that information public for everyone at the same time. And here is the key takeaway from this report. Vyome Holdings Incorporated is presenting information about their VT-1953 Phase 2 data. This means they have an experimental drug, Vermont-1953, and they are sharing data from the second stage of its testing in humans. Phase 2 trials are crucial. They are designed to see if a drug is effective and to further evaluate its safety. This is where the story really gets interesting, as this is often a turning point for drug candidates. Whenever a company discusses future plans, potential results, or developments that haven't happened yet, they use what are called forward-looking statements. The filing includes a pretty standard disclaimer here, warning that actual results might be different from what they expect. They mention things like their ability to raise capital, protect their intellectual property, and face competition. They also specifically mention the development of their drug candidates, the timing of clinical trials and regulatory submissions, and their future operating results. This section is essentially saying, we hope for the best, but things could go wrong. The core of what Vyome is disclosing here relates to this VT-1953 drug, while the details of the actual Phase 2 data are in Exhibit 99.1, which is furnished with this report. The filing itself tells us that representatives will be making presentations and discussing this information at investor conferences and other forums. So this 8K is essentially a heads up that some important updates about VT-1953 are being shared with the public. And finally, under Item 9.01, they list their exhibits. The critical one here is Exhibit 99.1, which is the VT-1953 Phase 2 data presentation. This is where all the nitty-gritty details about their experimental drugs' performance in human trials are found. Now, let's look at this from a broader perspective. Vyome Holdings Incorporated is a company that is clearly focused on developing new medical treatments, and VT-1953 seems to be a significant part of their future. Phase 2 clinical trials are a big deal. Success here can pave the way for Phase 3 trials, which are the final hurdle before potentially seeking approval from regulators like the FDA. Failure, on the other hand, can signal the end of the road for that particular drug candidate. The fact that they are presenting this data publicly, as required by Regulation FD, suggests they believe they have something positive to share. However, we also see the standard cautionary language about forward-looking statements. This is crucial because the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry is incredibly risky. Unexpected side effects, regulatory hurdles, and market competition are all major factors that can impact a company's success, even with promising early-stage data. The mention of their ability to raise capital is also a key point. Developing drugs is incredibly expensive, and companies often need multiple rounds of funding to get a drug from the lab bench all the way to the pharmacy. So, what is the big picture here? Vyome Holdings Incorporated is actively pushing forward with the development of VT-1953. The presentation of Phase 2 data is a significant event, and investors will be looking closely at those results to gauge the drug's potential. The company's future success is largely tied to the progress and eventual approval of its drug pipeline. The risks mentioned in the filing are real and highlight the inherent volatility of the biotech sector. It is a high stakes game, and this filing is a snapshot of Vyome's progress and their communication strategy around it. That is our take on this Vyome Holdings 8K filing. What do you think about their approach to sharing drug trial data? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button to support the channel and subscribe for more in-depth corporate analysis. And remember, for live discussions and more insights, join our Discord community, linked in the description. Thanks for watching Corporate Decoder, and we'll see you in the next video.